Yeah, Nikhil.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, my colleague is also there.
Yeah, yes. Hi.
Yeah, hi, Nikhil. So, can you brief me about yourself and your work experience and the current tools and technology you are working on?
Yes. My name is Nikhil, and I have worked on Metal and ETL for Redshift, and this is my first project in Cognizant. Here we worked with a ELT tool called Metal and ETL, where we worked for a data migration project. There we have two different sources. One is SQL Server, the other one is Teradata. We have migrated from these two sources to Amazon Redshift by using Metal and ELT tool, and then the next project I'm currently working on is with Xerox, where here this is also data migration project. Here we are moving all the data sources from on-premises servers to the cloud. In this, we are using a ETL tool called Talent, and then the target database is Snowflake, and then we are using some Azure pipelines also for some of the data migrate for data loads. And overall, this is my work experience.
Okay, fine. So, just tell me which version of Talent you are working on currently?
Currently, I'm working on 7.01 version.
7.01 version.
Yes.
Okay. So, what are the strategies you are following for this, means, mm, deploying your job into? You are using which scheduler, and
Yeah.
also how you are deploying your job?
Okay. For my project, currently we are using a TAG administrator service, TAG administrator, talent administrator service. Here we are going to deploy our jobs by using TAG server, and where we will be first we will take build of our job, and then we will go to a TAG server, and then we will go to under job contactor tab, and then we will create. There will be option to create a task. Click on the task, and there will be some options that you need to fill. One is a label, other one is what is the purpose of this job, and then if there will be option to upload your zip file into tax server, and then we need to select on which context group you need to run your job in server, whether it is dev, prod, or QC. We need to select that option, and then we need to deploy in which job server you need to deploy your job, and select that job server name, and then save it. After saving it, you can see your job name with whatever label name you have saved it, and then click on that, and then deploy your job. After deploying it, there will be option. We will get a confirmation called ready to run. We can run our job in tax.
Yeah, sorry, Priya, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Nikhil, your voice is a little disturbing.
Okay.
Can you please maintain some distance to your microphone so that we'll able to hear clarity?
Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's now fine. Yeah, Priya,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So before going to any technical discussion, so what I wanted you to in your resume, I found like some of the things are not seems to be correct. Like you have mentioned some junk character in some of your statements, like JKKJJ something. It is there two lines. Just remove, try to remove those kind of statements. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Uh, okay, that's good about this deployment activity. But the thing is, you are saying you are doing a build on the job. So, you are not exposed to do any publish kind of thing, like putting it to artifact repository, and do you have any exposure to that, like publishing it to any releases or snapshot, like that kind of stuff?
Uh, Not like that. First, we will develop our job in our local server, and then what we will do is we will move our job to remote server. From there, we will take export of this build of this job, and then we will upload into
Got
tag.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. There is also a different strategy to publish and all those. We will pull the binaries from artifact. That is a different strategy. Okay, no problem on that. So, okay, let me ask you on the build part one. So, uh, so when you are building your job, okay, so means which type of means how what is the type of zip we can get it from the build.
Um, you mean to say
Uh,
what and all we will get when you build your job, is it?
like, okay, once, okay, let me simplify my question. If I got a build from the talent studio, so can
Okay.
I run it from can I run it from or can I run it from only Unix server, or can I run it from Windows also, or I can run it both from both.
Okay, that we need to take it in a different format. When you're running it into Windows, we need to take
Mm-hmm.
it into .bsh and then
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you want to run it in Unix server, we need to take it in .sh format.
Okay. Yeah. So there is, yeah, the dat format is there, and all those is there .sh, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know how to execute that if you don't have any, mm, mm, let's say you don't have TAC installed, means that you don't have access to TAC, so you have a build on the Talent Studio and you want to execute it from the command prompt of your machine. So do you know how to run the job, the
No,
build?
I haven't tried it before. Not sure
Okay.
exactly how it.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Let's go to talent itself. Okay.
Yeah,
Most familiar one is TMAP. So let's start with that.
sure.
So what are the types of join model and match model available in TMAP?
Okay, in TeamMap, we will be having inner join and left outer join
Mm-hmm.
joins
Okay.
available in TeamMap.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Uh,
What about the match model?
there will be unique match and then the other one name, the other one I don't remember exactly. Unique match I remember.
Hmm. Okay. All matches is there. First match is
Oh
there.
yeah, correct.
Okay.
All.
Okay. Okay, fine. So what are the lookup model available also?
What are all the lookup model? Lookup model
Hmm.
one will be the load once model, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one will be like read read of each row. These two I remember. Look,
Yeah.
read of
So
each row.
please go through that. So
Yeah.
it is like load one, load at each row, and load at each row cache. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I have certain, as you mentioned, like there are inner join and left outer join. I have two files in the source. Okay, I want
Okay.
to join it through inner join. Okay,
Okay.
and as we know that in inner join, it may happen like some of the record will be matched and some are unmatched record, right?
Yes. Yes.
So in that case, how can I capture both the records? Like in one file I'll have my matched record, and in other file I'll have my unmatched records.
Okay. In TMAP component, we will get many outputs to when you do anything. First,
Mm-hmm.
we need to there'll be option to choose how many outputs we
Mm.
need. First,
Okay.
I will do is first what are the records that is matching. I will move those into one output, and what are
Okay.
the rejects that I want to capture. I will create another output for those, and there will
Mm-hmm.
be option to select catch rejects in that one. If you click on that output, there will be option to expression. If I click on that, catch inner reject, something like that. And if you click on that option and save it, there will be two outputs that will be coming from a TMAP, and you can load it, rejects in another file, and what are the matching records into another file.
Yeah, that's correct. So when we are choosing that catch inner join reject to true, then we can
Yeah,
capture this reject
correct.
records.
Yes.
Okay. So, uh, means for joining two sources. I'm specifically saying two sources. Sources may be like deep databases or flat files. So when we are joining with two sources, how many possible ways we can join uh, through Talent?
Okay. Okay. With what all the different components that we can use to join,
Yes,
correct?
yes, that's
Okay.
correct only.
One is with a TMAP we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
and other one is T join, and other one will be like a T unit also. It is not like that. We can use T unit also. If you want to merge the both sources data into load it into one file, T unit also we can use.
But that is not a join.
Yeah, that is
Join is
not a
different.
join. Okay.
Yes.
These are the two things.
These are two things. That's
Yeah.
correct. So when we will go for T join and when we will go for T map?
Okay. Okay. Tmap. Suppose if you want to do most of the transformation logic, and we can prefer Tmap. If you want to just do join on between the two sources and then load it into one target table, in that case we can prefer T join. If there is no filters that you are performing and no concatenation and no something most of the transformations you are not performing, then you can go for T join.
Okay. Okay. So let me give you a scenario, then you tell me, is it possible to T-join? Like
Sure.
I have three sources. A is joining with B, B is joining with C. Can I perform T-join on that?
No, we need to use Tmap only because
Yes.
T join we won't get that many input
Yes.
or output.
You have to list out all the benefits for what are there in Tmap when you are
Okay.
saying against T-join. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, fine. So have you worked on denormalized component, denormalized component?
Yes, I have done spin on this component.
So how it works?
Okay, suppose let's take an example. You have one input file where
Mm-hmm.
in one of the columns the data is not properly there, and there will be
Mm-hmm.
some trailing spaces and spaces in between this data, and if you want to normalize that data and load it into in a clean file. In that case, we need to use a denormalized component. First, you take t input file delimited as a resource, and then
Mm-hmm.
take t normalized component, and then connect these two components. And once you click on the t normalized component, there will be option to select on which column you need to normalize, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
select on which column we need to normalize, and then load it into target.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So can you cite me one example so that it will be pretty clear on how you are doing denormalized component?
Um, can you come again? I didn't hear.
Can you cite one example so that it will be clear, like how you are converting any means how you are
Okay, you
doing
want me
the
to take an example and let's explain it.
yes.
Okay. Suppose there will be one file which is having with the employee ID and then something like the department names and then something like the salary range. In the department column, in that particular file itself, there will be in the first row there will be only one column will be available, and in the second row there will be with the employee ID and then again with the department when the salary will be available, and then again when you take the other third row there will be only two columns will be available. This is not a uh, exact format of the file. In that case, what we need to do is to normalize these things into clean file. We need to they, without because we don't know that since in some of the rows it has two columns and then some of the rows it has three columns. We cannot predict how many columns will be coming from this file. In that case, what we need to do is take this input file delimited component and then create a one um, column and then connect with these two normalized component and then select that particular column and then do this normalizing and load.
Okay. Okay. So you were mentioning about the file input delimited. So while reading data from T file input delimited, what are the challenges we can face?
Okay. File input delimited.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah, yeah. Now it is pretty clear.
Okay. Challenges wise, I haven't faced this. I haven't faced any challenges like.
Okay. Okay, if I'll say that in means overall in talent, what are the challenges you faced till now?
Okay, overall in talent, right? Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
if suppose if you want to do any big job and you need to use many components that you need to use, because for each and everything there will be a, different components that we need to use in talent. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, our performance will become slow. This is the one thing
Okay.
that I have found. And um, then sometimes because of this, right, there will be performance issues, and then slowness.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So you are going into slowness performance. Let me ask you in that. Uh, so whenever you are facing performance issues, uh, how can we, let's say the job is throwing error due to memory issues, okay, due to
okay.
performance to memory issues it is throwing. So what are the key things we need to take care of?
Okay, suppose if you're if there is any memory issue, like then we need to there will be before in run tab there will be some option to check the JVM parameters, whether
Hmm.
that there will be some two parameters that will be defined based on
Yeah.
whatever laptop that computer you are using. Maximum will be like 1 GB, it will be predefined, and then minimum will be like 256 GB. And if there is any performance issues like that, then we need to increase the maximum size of that.
Yes. That is XMS and XMS parameter,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, okay. That is one thing that's good. Apart from that, let's say, okay, you have gave, but you are joining. You means in your job there is a joining in team app. So how can you eradicate those issues in team app?
How can you last point?
Yeah, so you found like the main issue with the performance, the hindrance is happening in the team app itself due to large size of join.
Yes.
Uh, so is there any way that we can have we can eradicate that performance issue in team app while joining?
Okay. Um, this one I am not sure, but I heard that there will be some option to catch something like that. But this one I'm not sure exactly how we need to handle it in team app.
Yes, there are two things. When you are
Okay.
saying that catch thing, that is different. So
Okay.
one thing is store temp path. So there is one option like internally when we are joining with two sources, it will internally join. The joining of the record will be stored in a temporary cache memory. It can't be shown to us, so we can't see that.
Okay.
But it may fail, right? Because it is taking some temporary memory. We don't know what is the size of that memory it is taking. So in that case, if you know that your file size is big and you want to perform a join and all, you can store the temporary intermediate operation in a temporary path, store temp path, and you can assign a file so that it can perform its temporary task, and it can give us the results. Okay,
Okay.
that is something. And when you are talking about catch thing, that is die on error thing. So if you are facing some issues in a team map, and let's say you are facing a null pointer exception, so it can to know that which record is giving the issue. So you can uncheck the die on error so that you can catch the error output. Okay, and you can
Okay.
find that which record is the error one. Okay,
Sure.
error
Sure.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move it to. Do you have any exposure to any uh, means collecting the stats of the execution of a job?
Yes. I have used something like this T stat catch component is there, right? T start
Yes.
catcher. Yeah, we have
Okay.
used this component to catch all the error logs
Okay.
in to print that into our log. And then
Okay.
I
Have
have
you
used
used eFlowmeter?
T flow. No, T flow meter I haven't used it.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Mm.
Okay. Now I have some scenarios. Tell me how you can handle it. So
Sure.
I have one input file which contains 100 records. Okay. So I want to the final output will be the last 10 record of my mm, of the input set. The last 10 means 90 to 100 serial number. It will go to my output. So how can I achieve that?
Okay, you mean to say your file has source file has 100 records, and then you need to load only 90 to 100 records.
Yes.
Okay. There will be some option to before loading, right? There will be some option
Mm.
to skip the rows in T file input delimited,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and then we can specify that number so that it will skip from those rows. It will skip
Yes.
those rows and it will load only from that.
Yeah, that's fine. The opposite one, if I will say I only want to 1 to 10 record, then how can you do that?
Okay, only 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we use we can use filter conditions, right? From
Mm-hmm.
T file input delimited to a T filter row, and then we can filter based on whatever ID column it has, and we can
Okay.
filter out that column.
If ID column will not be there,
Okay.
okay. So, as you said earlier, like there is an option like skip how many rows. Similarly, we have limit option. So if we'll give
Correct.
10,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I
so
got.
we can only pass 10 records. Similarly, when we are approaching with a different solution, when we are saying that we can pass it through filter, so you can, if there is a ID column or not, that doesn't matter. You can assign a ID and you can also filter on that. Okay, we
Okay.
can we can create a ID based on numeric sequence and you can pass it up. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, have you worked on any routines so far?
No, routines I haven't worked on anything.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to some SQL thing. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so, can you tell me what is the significance of a view?
Okay, view is something like it is a virtual table where we will be creating a view on top of some tables, um, and if you want to so this view will okay significance, right? What is the
Hmm.
advantages of it? Okay, view
Mm,
view can be
means
easily
let's say I am very new to this SQL, but I know table, but people are forcing me to use view. So why I will go for a view?
okay, the why okay. The reason because of the view is very fast when compared to suppose in table if you are the table will be joined with a many tables and then it might be loading data from different tables because
Mm-hmm.
when you take the view right on top of only one table we will be creating a view because only from that table we will be creating a view so that it will be
No,
very
no. No, that's not correct. So view is basically for security purposes. Okay.
okay yeah that
So
okay
and also it can't be on one table. It can have multiple table joining in between. So we means we can't say that like it's for only one table.
yes yes
So let's say we have 100 of columns. Let's consider as example like if we have 100 of the columns in a table. I just want to show users only 10 columns, not 90 columns, paste 90 columns. So I can create a view on top of a table and I can show it to them. It can have it may happen for single table or we can have joining of table and the output result will have 100 of columns and I can restrict those columns to 10 and I can show it to user on that.
okay
Though that is the main purpose of a view. So can I create a view if I don't have a table created, physical table created?
we cannot create it.
We can create it.
Okay, we can. Okay.
Okay. Okay. There is, you can check. There is a force and no force command is there. We
Okay.
can create it. Okay. I mean, have you worked on indexes?
indexes I know, but I haven't created it.
Tell me about
Yeah.
this.
The reason why we create indexes is to suppose if you are uh, fetching a record from the particular table, and basically the indexes is for query execution process. We will be creating this indexes based on whatever column you have created an index. First it will go to that column and it will fetch data from that based on that index ID, and it will give us a result here. To improve the
Okay.
performances, we will be creating index.
Yes, that's correct. Mm, But is it advisable? Like I have only 100 of records on a table, but is it advisable to create
So
an index
then
on
it
top
is
of it?
not required. Suppose if you are having any huge data in that particular table, and
Yes,
that table is taking time to show the result, then in that case we need to create index.
yes. So whenever you have huge record and you try to retrieve less than 10% of record, then it is advisable to use index. If you are also going beyond 20% of record, it is also index will also fail on that.
Okay.
Okay, that is fine. What are the constraints available in a database?
What are all the
Constraints.
constraints? Okay, not null constraint.
Constraints.
Okay, okay.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Go ahead. Yeah.
not null constraint and null constraint,
Hmm.
check
No,
constraint.
null is not a constant. Not
Okay,
null
sorry.
is fine.
Not null constraint. Not null
Uh-huh.
constraint and primary keys, foreign keys,
Yes.
um, a check constraint.
Yes. Left with one. The last but not the least is unique constant. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, unique constraint. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask the last question from SQL side. So we have some duplicates in our table. So I want to remove duplicates from my table. So tell me the possible ways we can remove the duplicate from the table.
Okay. First thing is go to that primary key from that particular column, and then do a
I
count
don't
star.
have I don't have
Okay.
primary key. That is the reason we have duplicates here.
Okay. Okay. Then what we can do is we can use row num function
Okay.
based on a column, and select
Mm-hmm.
suppose let's take employee table and select employee ID name, and then use
Mm-hmm.
row num function row num over
Mm-hmm.
partition by ID column, order by
Yes.
ID and name, and as a rank as a row number, and then when you execute this query, right, you will get some row numbers
Yes.
assigned to each
Yes.
and every record, and then what I will do is I will take this whatever query I have written into with class. From that with class, again what I will do is I will select this state, whatever subset of the result, right? I will select that result, and then where condition I will specify where row num is greater than 1, so
Okay.
that I will make it. I will check these all the whether I correct exact duplicates or not, and then I
Yeah.
will delete.
Yeah, that's correct. That's definitely correct. But we can have, let's say, you told the row rank you have given and it is greater than one. If you selecting, you also cut up into duplicates also. Like let's say you have for a certain record we have 3 duplicate values. Okay. If you are greater than you were putting greater than one, then it will have 2, 3 record will also come. So it should be if you are selecting distinct records, so it should be always row number equal to 1. Okay, so that it will be distinct record. Okay. So how you will choose the distinct means which one to take. You have to in the partition by clause you have to order by based on the date timestamp. You have to take the latest record by order by descending. Okay, that you have to answer like that. Okay, that is one thing, and also the distinct you can use distinct clause. Also, you can use group by clause so that we can get distinct values. Okay. Okay. So that's all. So let's go to data warehouse topic and I will close it up. Okay. So